There is a forgotten power sleeping within every man, a sacred energy curled up at the base of the spine, waiting to awaken. It's not through external conquests, not through physical indulgence, but through stillness, through awareness, through conscious practice. This energy is sexual energy, and it holds the key to spiritual awakening. In the ancient Tantric path, semen retention is not just a physical act. It is not merely abstinence or suppression, it is transformation. It is the act of reclaiming the most potent life force within you and alchemizing it into wisdom, willpower, and spiritual light. Tantra has long understood what modern science is only beginning to hint at. That sexual energy, when preserved and directed, can rebuild your mind, heal your body, and awaken your soul. In a world addicted to release and indulgence, the practice of retention becomes revolutionary. The man who retains does not become weak, he becomes invincible. The fire he holds within him begins to radiate outward in his eyes, in his voice, in his presence. Women can feel it, men respect it, nature aligns with it. The universe recognizes him as a vessel of sacred force. When a man engages in semen retention through the lens of Tantra, he is not running from his desires, he is becoming the master of them. He does not shame his urges. Instead, he observes them, holds them, honors them, and rises above them through breath, through meditation, through sacred ritual. He channels his desire upwards through his chakras into higher states of consciousness. The root chakra is survival. It is raw lust, animalistic drive. But the Tantric man does not stay there, he breathes it upward. He brings his awareness to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, to the third eye, and eventually to the crown. He becomes a bridge between earth and the divine. And his semen is not wasted on the ground, but stored as nectar within the temple of his body. Tantra teaches that semen is not just a fluid. It is the physical form of spiritual essence. It is ogeus, the refined product of disciplined living. It takes weeks of digestion, breathing, and inner work to create just one drop of this sacred fluid. And yet modern man loses it within seconds for moments of pleasure, unaware of what he is giving away with each release. His confidence, his magnetism, his memory, his focus, his inner fire retention gives these gifts back. It is the path of the rishi, of the sage, of the tantric warrior. Retaining is not enough. One must also transmute. Without transmutation, retention can become repression. Without meditation, the fire can burn the mind, but with awareness, it becomes a light that guides, a force that uplifts, a key that unlocks spiritual potential.
Now, before we dive deeper into the inner science of this sacred practice, I invite you to join our private Telegram channel. The link is in the description below. This is where we go deeper into techniques, experiences, sacred texts, and ancient practices that have been hidden from public view.
You will find a community of brothers on the same path, men who are rising above mediocrity into mastery of their spiritual and sexual power. Back to the teachings of Tantra, one of the core principles is Shiva consciousness and Shakti energy. Shiva is the silent witness, the eternal masculine, unmoved, untouched. Infinite Shakti is the dance, the creation, the movement, the feminine force. When you retain your semen and meditate on the breath and sound, you are invoking Shiva within you. Become still, alert, vast like the sky. And from this space, Shakti naturally rises from within. The Kundalini energy at the base of the spine is Shakti. She sleeps in most men dormant, untouched, unheard. But when you retain, when you purify your body and mind through yogic practices, when you surrender to the silence, let go of external addictions, this energy awakens. She rises like a serpent through the chakras. She cleanses everything in her path, and in the union of Shakti with Shiva, the highest realization dawns. Tantric sages say that one drop of semen preserved can be converted into hundreds of units of spiritual energy, energy that can open the third eye, energy that can give you inner vision, energy that can heal others with your touch, energy that gives you dreams, signs, synchronicities, and downloads from the higher realms. This path is not for the weak. It is not for those who seek comfort. It is for those who seek truth. It is for the warrior of light, who is willing to walk through his own darkness and emerge as fire. It is not about being perfect, but about being conscious. Semen retention is not a rule. It is a rhythm. It is not a prison. It is a liberation. You begin to notice how nature speaks to you differently. The trees seem more alive, your intuition sharpens. You no longer chase women for validation, You embody such presence that they are drawn to you, not for lust, but for the peace you carry within your being. Your gaze becomes medicine, your silence becomes sanctuary. Tantra does not reject desire. It rides the wave of desire into transcendence. The energy that once made you restless now makes you radiant. The same energy that once led you astray now leads you inward. You walk differently, you breathe deeply, you speak with power, because your seed is with you. Your essence is not spilled, it is stored, it is alive. You become magnetic, not by trying, but by being. You glow not because of external achievements, but because of internal alignment. People may ask what changed about you, but you will know it was not something added. It was something you stopped losing. Tantric semen retention is not celibacy. It is sacred preservation. It is using sex as a spiritual bridge, not a playground. It is bringing presence into union. Looking into her eyes and seeing the divine, feeling her energy and breathing it through your being, making love without falling asleep in pleasure, but waking up through it to merge not just bodies but souls in the higher. Tantric practices, even during intimacy. The man does not ejaculate. He breathes, he contracts his muscles. He recycles the energy inward. It moves up the spine into the brain. A golden light erupts within the skull. Visions arise, he remains calm, she remains radiant. Together, they enter into divine union and dissolve their identities into cosmic oneness. This is why retention is a preparation, a purification, discipline that allows the higher doors to open without fear, without damage, without getting lost. Semen is not the goal. Retention is not the end. It is the beginning of a deeper journey, a path to remembering who you are before the world told you to forget. Every time you feel the urge to release, remember what you are giving up. Not just semen, but focus, clarity, power, discipline, divine connection, and every time you retain, you affirm that you are not a slave to desire. You are the master of it. You are walking the path of the ancients in a modern world that has forgotten the sacred. You may fall, you may release, may feel weak, but get back up again, not with guilt, but with renewed intention. Let the practice humble you and uplift you. Let it burn your ego and bless your soul. This is not a technique, it is a way of life. Breathe deeper. Walk slower, speak less, observe more, preserve your seed like it is gold. Because within it lies your future, your destiny, your divine memory. Your semen carries not just life. It carries information, it carries karma, it carries light. Tantra teaches that each release affects your aura. Each retention refines it in the subtle world. Everything is energy. And you begin to see that retaining is not about lack. It is about abundance. It is about overflow. It is about becoming so full within that you no longer seek outside. The longer you walk this path, the more you discover that you are not just a man. You are a channel of the cosmos, a vessel of divine current, a sacred instrument of Shakti and Shiva. And you were never meant to waste your energy, but to rise with it, ascend with it, merge into the infinite with it. And so, brother, wherever you are on your journey, take a breath. Feel your spine sit in stillness, trust the ancient rhythm of your body, and remember you are not alone. We walk together in this sacred remembering, in this return to the divine masculine, in this resurrection of soul over senses. Let your fire build, let your light shine, let your soul lead, and let the truth of your sacred essence awaken fully within you.